It's never too late to get your life. Welcome to Get Your Life Podcast. This is your host, Lizzie G. And really quickly, the topic today is God is not magic. I think a lot of times, professing Christians forget that. And a lot of people who leave the faith, that's one of the reasons why. It's like, I prayed for something. I didn't get what I wanted when I wanted. He cannot be real. And understanding that he is not magic, meaning that just because you want something and you want it now, doesn't mean like it's just going to happen overnight. Miracles do happen, but a lot of times there is a process. Just think of the body, your processes in your body. The human body has so many different systems. It's complex. The world has a lot of ecosystems, right? There's so many systems in place in various various parts of life. Complicated. It takes a process. If you take, and this might be a little graphic for some people, but if you've been backed up for a long time, there are those quick laxatives that you can take that as soon as you take it, give it 30 minutes, your stomach starts rumbling and you're going to have a blowout session. Or there's stuff like Miralax where it takes time. You take it every day, and then eventually at the end of the week you start to eliminate. And it's not explosive elimination, it's more of a slow, like I said, soft serve. It's coming out, but it's a process. It took time for that medication to work in your body and for you to see results. And that's the same thing with God. I watched this testimony on Della Faye Testimonies, which if you don't watch that, that's the most inspirational stuff, because people are really going through it. And this one girl was heavily involved in witchcraft, and she says that's what I liked about it. If you do this formula, you do this spell, you will get the results that you wanted. The only thing is it's temporary, right? But you still got what you wanted when you wanted. Whereas with God, there is no formula. There isn't do these things and you will get X, Y, and Z. A lot of times, we're waiting on, we're praying for deliverance out of a situation. But if God was to lift us out of that situation as soon as we prayed about it, would we build up the endurance, the faith to persevere, through hard times? We wouldn't have built the necessary spiritual muscles we need to make it when times get tough, because whether we like it or not, life is going to throw curveballs and it's going to be hard at times. Do we have what it takes, or are we going to fold under pressure immediately? When you think about athletes, they don't just go out there and play the game and just are automatically great and win every game. That's not how it works. They have to practice. They train, right? They train, so they go do their workouts to build muscle, get stronger, build endurance. And then they also practice. They play those practice games until the real thing. And we have to think of spirituality mirroring the physical realm. We have to think about it's a mirror. If you have to build muscles and endurance in the natural, don't you think we have to do that in the spiritual? When you think about Joseph in the Bible, how he was his brother straight up sold him into slavery. If God just was like, okay, well, let me just go ahead and deliver you right now and send you back home, would he have been in place to be able to save Israel from famine? His family and the generations to come, could he have saved them from famine if God just delivered him out of that pit and sent him back home? It even got worse for him. After he was thrown in the pit and then they got him out of there, sold him into slavery. He was, doing his thing in Potiphar's house. Then he was sent to prison. He didn't do anything wrong. No, it did not seem fair, but he had to go through the process to get where he was in a position to be the second in command to Pharaoh. He was only second because of the crown. That's what Pharaoh told him. That's in Genesis. Read that if you don't remember it. But the point I'm trying to make is it is a process. You don't get to where you need to be with God. And it's a lifelong process. There's not an end to it until you die, right? But you have to go through the process, and you have to trust the process, and you have to trust God. That is how we get what we need. That's how we build our relationship. That's how we build our dependency on Him. Because if we just get what we want when we want, what will be the need for the relationship? If you just come and say, hey God, I need $1,000, and boom, you got $1,000. When are you gonna come back? When next time you need something? But if you're constantly depending on Him and trusting Him and trusting the processes and being able to build your faith, being able to build your intimacy with God and build that relationship, there is nothing that you won't be able to achieve through God. But you got to trust Him and understand that He's not a magician. He's not your genie. He's not magic. All right, that's it for now. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. And just remember, trust the process. Bye.
It's never too late.